Yo, what is up everybody? This is, as you may already know, Bruchminati. We are here finishing up this Sweden series. Let me tell you something about it. It has been Sweden. See that? See that play on words? Sweden. Get it? Neither do I. Let's just kick some ass. Alright, we are so close to taking Chongqing. And as you know, after that, at least the way I play, it's literally like 2 rounds till the end of the game after I get Chongqing. Because I always am coming up from Tehran, so it takes enough time. I have full money. After I take Chongqing, it's just bomb, bomb, bomb. Take Nanking. Pain in the ass. But anyways, like I was saying, then I take Nanking, which is level 3, which you can do some strategic bombing. Usually if it needs it, I'll use a nuke out of Nanking to take Shanghai. Then when you get to Shanghai, then you have the missiles, then you can nuke everybody. So, let's say whoever you're versing, they didn't make it to the US, then you definitely are 2 rounds after you take Chongqing if you got a lot of money. The game's pretty much over. You know, I've been talking about the, I don't know why this fascinates me so much, but I've been talking about the new Call of Duty game. Look at all that spam, paratroopers. Anyways, I've been talking about the Call of Duty game and how many dislikes it has. It is now up to 1,300,000 dislikes, which is insane. I just feel like they move too fast. You know, they're in such a hurry to make money that they just turn games out too fast. I think they could do a lot more, like updating the content without like the whole new game. It's kind of like, I used to be a huge World of Warcraft player. I mean, that was my shit. I would eat, sleep, drink World of Warcraft, do the raids, do the arena. I was bigger into the arenas, you know, the PvP stuff more than the PvE. So you'd find me in arenas a lot more than you'd find me in like a raid. I did dungeons, but I just didn't like the raid atmosphere. It took too long to get people together. If your guild wasn't big enough, and then people would leave, and then you're left, and it's always hard as fuck to find a decent tank, and then you can't find a healer. It was so much easier just to do dungeons. Yeah, my PvE gear wasn't very good, but my PvP gear was always badass. But anyways, they did the same thing with World of Warcraft. They just kept pushing out new games so quickly, and they moved away so fast from what got them their audience. When I got into it, it was right when Burning Crusades had came out, which was the second expansion. And I just happened to, you know, I think I was watching something like 60 Minutes. And at the time, World of Warcraft was so huge, they were actually talking on 60 Minutes about Chinese gold farmers. And how they would just sit there and play all day, get gold, and then sell it to other players. And I remember the picture I seen was a World of Warcraft character. I think it was a dwarf mining. And I was just like, you know what? That looks fun. I'm gonna hop in there and play me some World of Warcraft. So it was free for 15 days. Well, the free for 15 days ended up costing me like fucking $300 the next day. Because I got started and I instantly fucking got hooked. I was instantly fucking hooked. So, of course, I play. Oh my god, it's fun. I'm an undead. I started out the Undercity. I'm kicking ass. I get to level 30 and I can't level up anymore. You couldn't go over 30 with the free account. So then I had to run to the local Walmart and buy the game. So I run and I buy the game. So boom, I'm able to level up to, I think it was 60 was the max on the original game. Well, during this whole time, I'm noticing my graphics are not handling WoW very well. Like my action buttons at the bottom, sometimes they would just go black, and I'm just like, fuck. Well, I've already invested in the game, now I gotta invest in a fucking graphics card. So run to Best Buy. Closest Best Buy is like fucking almost an hour away. Run to Best Buy. Get my graphics card, throw it in there. And to be honest, it was the easiest install of a graphics card I've ever had. It was my first time doing it. I've since done it after that, and I just expect every time I put a graphics card in my computer, it's just going to work so well instantly like this one did, and it's never been that easy since. I just put one in my kid's computer, and I had to... Oh, it was a pain in the ass. It took me 3 hours to get the graphics card working. I had to do all kinds of like BIOS shit. But anyway, so yeah, it ended up costing me $300 for a free game in like 2 days. But anyways, I played that. I got to 60. Obviously, I want to go on, so I get Burning Crusades. Start playing that. Still hooked. Burning Crusades was such a badass expansion. And then all of a sudden, it didn't seem like any faster than I had Burning Crusades than the Wrath of the Lich King came out. And then it was just... Right then, it got... Wrath of the Lich King for me is where it died. I was pretty much done then. I played the other ones since, here and there, but they just rushed it so fast. They could have done more updates, and how they did, they would add a land or something like that you could play and grind dailies, and that was cool. But they kept rushing out games too quick. And I was talking to my nephew about this because we would play together. He would come over, we would set up our computers like frickin' nerds and just go at it. Get into a, what did they used to call them? A battleground? Is that what it was? And play together, and man, we still talk about World of Warcraft fondly to this day, and that was like, 8 years ago. But we kept saying, how they should do a regression of the game, like something happens and you're thrown back into the original game, the original timeline or time frame or whatever. Kind of like there was a time when Mortal Kombat had done the same thing. They had rushed, and it's like they had exhausted every possible avenue that they could, and then they finally went back. And, I never played Mortal Kombat, but my nephew did, so he was telling me about this, and he was just like, and I started playing it again. It was fun again when they went back, and you had, your Scorpion and your Sub-Zero, and the original characters, and it was like original gameplay, and that's what I was hoping, like, World of Warcraft has done, and that's kind of like what I think Call of Duty needs to do. They need to, like, regress back some to, like, its roots, its beginning. Because right now, it's ruined for me. I don't even play it anymore. And like I said, the same nephew, me and him used to play so much Call of Duty. I was going to college. He was going to, he was finishing his senior year in high school, I think. And our spring breaks never matched because I went to a college in a different city, and he was in our home city going to high school. So our spring breaks never matched. Well, one time, this final year, it did. It finally matched up. and we spent like 10 days, literally just 10 days straight playing Call of Duty. The only time we would leave is to like go to the local quick shop, gas station. I don't know how big quick shop is. I think it's just Midwest. But anyways, we go to the gas station and we get like, man, I still remember we would get nachos, we would get Hostess cupcakes, and we would get gum. And just bought by the frickin' sack loads. Go back, play Call of Duty, play Nazi Zombies, we always talked about our deficit. And what that was is when we first started playing, we sucked so bad that our kill-death ratio was literally like 0.57 or something like that. So that whole spring break, we gotta go work on our deficit. We gotta work on the deficit. We finally got it up, before spring break stopped, to around 1.35, I think. And then that was into spring break, and that was kind of like the end of Call of Duty. That was the last time I really played Call of Duty. And I don't even remember which game that was. It was the one with Rust in it. I don't remember which one had Rust in it. Let me do a quick search here. Modern Warfare 2. That was the last one that I put a lot of time into. In fact, me and my nephew was just talking about World of Warcraft just the other day, and what fond memories we have of that time. Not a care in the world. I remember buying the Lich King, and literally I don't think it was my first year. It was my first year of a new college. I went to a junior college and I was starting a university, and it was my first day there, the day before Lich King came out. And I'm nervous. New school, new teachers, new everything, new town. But Lich King came out and I stayed up. I got like 1 hour of sleep that night. I went to my first day at a university just totally, they probably thought I was drunk. I was just my eyes were bloodshot. It was insane. But of course, time of my life. And we are done. 95. And that's it for another series. Sweden now controls the fucking world. That is right. Those Nordic bastards. Anyways, you like this content, slap the shit out of the like and subscribe, and I will see you back here for the next series of Bruchminati out.